My name is Anirban Bartler. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Bloomreach. At Bloomreach, our core focus is e-commerce personalization. And as Tim mentioned earlier, this is an area where AI can truly be consequential. We all know this. For a long time, businesses have been striving for this personalized customer journey. We all know what this nirvana looks like. Yet, we've been talking about it for 15 plus years. And yet we hear this from businesses and consumers alike that personalization hasn't lived up to its expectations. Let me tell you a story. Many of you in the audience may be able to relate to this one. You know, in the last year or so, I find myself using more and more of my phone for payments. So I decided that I should get one of those slimmer wallets just to carry my bare essentials. I found one of those cool James Bond type wallet with the button that gets the cards out. I ordered it, the wallet came, turned out to be not as functional as I hoped it to be. So I ended up returning it. Later that day, I get an email from them about a matching key case. Cool, but I'd already returned the wallet. The next day, I get a text from them about the wallet going on sale. So frustrating. I didn't return the wallet because of price. This whole situation didn't surprise me at all. I knew exactly what was happening. I knew where their e-commerce tech stack had failed them. They didn't have a connected, unified personalization platform. And the end result of all of that, my experience with that brand, was a total disaster. At Bloomreach, we have taken a different approach. We believe that the personalization nirvana can only be achieved if we can connect the entire shopper experience. And we can uniquely deliver that because of Loomi AI, which is purpose-built for commerce. Loomi AI is unique because it's trained and fine-tuned on one of the extensive customer and product data. To give you a sense, we process over 500,000 customer interactions at any given minute. Loomi AI offers models and workflows optimized for commerce. And it orchestrates journeys across every channel: marketing, on-site, and in-store. Loomi AI is allowing us to build those deep, personal, consequential applications like Bloomreach Clarity that Tim talked about earlier. Clarity is our AI-powered conversational shopping advisor. But Loomi AI is also helping us fuel the future of innovation at Bloomreach, both in the world of marketing as well as in the world of search. Today, I want to show you how. Let's start on the marketing side. But let me first ask you a question. What does it take for you to build one of these omni-channel marketing campaigns today? Well, this is the part where we interact, so I do need some answers. Too much time, all right. Days, weeks, months, give me some more answers from this side of the audience. 2 weeks, all right. Okay, it's a quiet crowd. That's my CEO. Why am I not surprised? Of course he wants it in 1 day. Raja, I wish it was true. Now consider this scenario. Let's say I am a marketer for a furniture retailer. And let's say that my brand is struggling to convert customers from the first to a second purchase. I need to build a smart reactivation campaign. Let's look at all the different decisions that I'll need to make. First, who's going to be this audience for this campaign? Customers who haven't engaged with us in the last 90 days? Or customers who purchased with us over a year ago? I'm likely going to have to make some hard-coded decisions. Is this going to be a triggered campaign? Or is this going to be a one-off? If it's a triggered campaign, what should those triggering criteria be? What should the content look like? What channels should I include? And I haven't even mentioned all the people that I need to get involved in helping me create this campaign. I likely will need help from my creative team for those campaign assets. And perhaps my data engineering team as well to help me get the data to figure out the audiences. You can now see why building one of these omni-channel campaigns can take 4 to 6 weeks from ideation to launch. Let me repeat, 4 to 6 weeks from ideation to launch, not 2 weeks and definitely not a day. But this is all about to change. We could not be more excited to share our vision for the next generation of Bloomreach engagement, our marketing automation platform. This is the future of marketing, fully piloted by Loomi AI. In this world, AI agents perform discrete tasks, such as audience targeting, variant generation, testing, all working together to build, deploy, and run those omni-channel campaigns. I want us to take a second. Think about how this is going to change the way your team works. Let's revisit that reactivation campaign and start with many of you in the audience, the head of digital. So now you start your day logging into Bloomreach, you go to your mission control dashboard, look at the KPIs, your e-commerce KPIs, as well as your marketing KPIs. You see your omni-channel readiness score. This shows you the active apps, channels, and touch points. You remember you need to get the reactivation campaign going, so you ping your CRM manager, Kate. Kate's on it. She comes to her mission control dashboard, sees her KPIs, and even gets some suggestions for tasks and campaigns by Loomi. She needs to get that reactivation campaign going. She starts a chat with Loomi AI. Loomi asks a few clarifying questions so it can make decisions on behalf of Kate. And just like that, Loomi has built out an end-to-end omni-channel marketing campaign, and Kate can have this out of the door even before she has her first cup of coffee. But perhaps Kate wants to understand a little bit of what Loomi has done. Loomi makes it extremely easy, shows the different components of the campaign, and even gives Kate an ability to walk through the campaign in its entirety. Kate decides to do that. Kate can see that Loomi has already figured out the audience to target for this reactivation campaign. Remember, she would have had to make some hard-coded decisions otherwise. But now, acting as the air traffic controller, Kate may know something that Loomi doesn't. They're launching a premier line of mattresses, so they want to figure out, and she wants to go after high-value customers. She can interact easily with Loomi, makes those changes, makes those tweaks. Now you can also see that Loomi has already added an optimal send time node, meaning that this campaign is going to get delivered to the audiences when they're most likely going to engage with the campaign. Loomi has also already created multiple different variations for this campaign. Now Kate can always put her human touch, make some tweaks, maybe change some copy, maybe change out and swap out some of the images. And then finally, Kate sees that Loomi has already connected the offline and the online channels, meaning that the content is going to go seamlessly between those different channels. Now, happy with what Kate has seen, she's ready to let this campaign fly. Loomi can pretty much do everything for Kate except one thing: control her nerves from clicking that big yellow Start Campaign button. What do you guys think? It is pretty cool, but let me remind you, this is just one campaign focused on one KPI. We all know that life is not that simple. How about a campaign for a new product? What about one for the holidays? How about one for birthdays? There's a limit of what you can do when you are the pilot flying one plane at a time. But there are really no limits when AI is the pilot. Imagine the business impact when you can do this at scale. It doesn't end with marketing though. For personalization to be complete, it must extend to the search bar. This is where 45% of purchases start. Search, however, has been changing drastically. Technologies like ChatGPT are retraining us on how we look for information. I see this myself. When I commute to office nowadays, one of my favorite things to do is chat with my search friend, ChatGPT. I know what some of you in the audience may be thinking. Yes, I can be a bit weird like that, but turns out I'm not alone. Baratunde does the same as well. Now for me with ChatGPT, sometimes we'll dive into an event in history. Sometimes we talk about a deep technical topic. And for me and many others, this has become a new way of how we are searching for information. I'm not trying to tell you that your search bar is going to go away, but I am telling you that we are about to see some fundamental shifts in how consumers look for information, look for the products that they're looking for. They are going to expect a search to be done with natural language instead of simple keywords. They're going to expect to have conversations to help narrow down the products. And they'll expect a search that deeply understands them. In anticipation of these changing consumer expectations, we have fundamentally transformed our search and merchandising platform, Bloomreach Discovery. Bloomreach Discovery's core search engine, which has the industry's best semantic search capabilities, have now been re-engineered with the latest large language models and vector embedding models from Google and NVIDIA. We call it Loomi Search Plus. Search Plus has the ability to understand any query intent, from simple keywords to complex natural language. And in our early test, we are seeing Search Plus drive double-digit RPV lifts compared to legacy search engines. Now with Loomi Search Plus at the core of the search experience, you go from optimizing for products to optimizing and personalizing for people. Search becomes inherently conversational, and as a result, it becomes deeply personal. And we're bringing this to life with two new innovations. First, our conversational shopping expert, Clarity, it's getting a fundamental upgrade as it gets seamlessly integrated into the Bloomreach Discovery search experience. And second, by integrating our customer data engine into the search experience, search gets personalized not just with in-session clickstream data, but also with their first-party information. This is a search experience that's powered by an innate understanding of each and every consumer. Ultimately, we're envisioning a completely new future for search powered by a new generation of AI. Let me show you what it could look like. Check out our shopper, John. He received that reactivation email from Kate, comes to the site, sees matching consistent content. But John has a very specific task though. He's looking for a mattress that's good for his back pain. Now that's a natural language query, not a problem for Search Plus. It understands the query intent, returns products that are good for his back pain. Now John happens to be an eco-conscious shopper, and organic mattresses get shown right on top. This is what I mean by personalizing for people. Now, Search Plus returns 150 results, including related products like mattress toppers that are also good for back pain. This is vector technology at work, understanding the association between the products and understanding the query intent and returning those related products. Now, historically, building those associations between the products and even understanding the nuances of the product and tying it back to the actual query intent, good for back pain, organic mattresses, could have meant a lot of manual work on the part of merchandisers. No more with Search Plus. With Loomi, we're doing all of this work automatically. Perhaps John needs a little bit more information, and right under the search bar, you can see that there is a clarity-generated content on how to pick a mattress that's good for back pain. This is great because John now has context on why he's seeing those search results. He may have earlier gone to Google to look for this information. Think about what it can do for your bounce rates and drop-offs. Perhaps John needs a little bit more help, and there is always Clarity to help him out. Now, Clarity is also deeply personal. Clarity knows that John has previously purchased a queen-size bed frame and asked if he's looking for a mattress of the same size. It also asks a few clarifying questions about the mattress firmness that John's looking for. And John really is looking for an organic mattress, but not just any organic mattresses, but one that's certified. So you ask Clarity for a little bit of help. And Clarity can help him find that information and, of course, tell him a little bit more about the certification of the mattresses. And just like that, Clarity, along with Search Plus, has helped John find the mattress that hopefully will solve his back pain problems. Again, think about the search experience that you just saw and think about what it can do to drive up conversions. Search, just like marketing, is fundamentally transforming in this new age of AI. At Bloomreach, we're not waiting for those changes to happen. We're leading the charge, we're imagining the possibilities, and we're building for this new future. And the end result is a wholly transformed consumer experience that is hyper-personal, truly conversational at every point in the shopping experience. Raj challenged all of us today to think about consequential AI. Let me turn it back to Raj. Raj, what do you think? Are we up for the challenge?
We are up for the challenge. We are fired up about this
Color.
future.
They tend to be people
Thank you.
younger.
It's inspiring. It's inspiring because each of us have our own story of this kind, where hopefully we're pushing the bar and imagining something that just hasn't been possible. And aspiring to this kind of seismic change, like redefining marketing, redefining search, introducing conversational, it's where we think we should all be focused on right now. If we want to do consequential stuff, we have to take consequential leaps forward. We have to experiment towards that future. It is not a time for incremental steps. Incremental steps is what gets us left behind. And if we think back to our early analogy around electricity, for Edison, inventing the first highly functional light bulb, well, that was just step one. The light bulb, it made it possible for people to extend their days, giving them a new thing, leisure time in the evening, longer work days, more coffee consumption, unintended consequences. But that was just the beginning. Seismic change really started to happen when Edison Electric Light Company opened the first public power stations. In fact, the Pearl Street station right here in New York City opened on September 4th, 1882, becoming the first central power station in the US. It supplied electricity to customers, to businesses with its direct current system, which I remember from my electrical engineering days. And its success led to the expansion of power stations across the country and ultimately across the world. There was no turning back. And today, we'll remember a day like today when we gathered here at the EDGE Summit on October 3rd, 2024, when we contemplated marketing, when we contemplated search, when we contemplated e-commerce. Because for Bloomreach, this isn't about light bulbs. We're building fully autonomous systems that turbocharge the productivity of e-commerce teams, of marketing teams that move the needle on the consumer experience on search, that move the needle on revenue and lifetime value, and that inch us closer to our dreams of a fully personalized digital experience. So let me ask you, what is this about for you? It doesn't have to be about the same thing for all of us. Today, we're surrounded by a diverse group of leaders across a wide range of disciplines. And each of you holds the power of electricity in your hands. What will you choose to illuminate? Will you take a small step closer to the edge? Will you light up a room? Or will you join us beyond the edge of today's possibilities as we light up entire cities? I hope it's the latter, because I can guarantee that if each of us decides to light up a city, together we'll illuminate an entirely new world. Thank you all.